Hey there, explorers. Welcome to Curious Sparks, the show where we dive into the coolest, most exciting topics that you love, like monster trucks and yeah, even Barbie dolls. Yep, it's all here. So here's how it works. Each episode is like a mini adventure. We uncover fun stories, discover amazing facts, and honestly, just explore together. And, well, I'm your guide on this wild ride. You can call me Max Velocity. But wait, did you know? Curious Sparks is all about you. That's right. Every time you tune in, you're helping me on this journey of discovery. Isn't it cool to think of yourself as part of this adventure? So, ready to ignite that curiosity and dive in? Let's go. No holding back.
All right, explorers, let's blast off into the exciting world of astronauts. Have you ever wondered what it takes to become one of those daring adventurers who zoom up into space? Well, it's not exactly a walk in the park. Astronauts go through some seriously tough training, like learning how to survive in extreme environments, working underwater to simulate floating in space, and spending hours, practicing teamwork. After all, in space, being able to work as a team is kind of the difference between awesome science experiments and total chaos. And speaking of chaos, imagine this. You're floating in microgravity. It's like being in a giant pool with no water. Everything just drifts around. It may sound fun, but even simple things like eating or sleeping can get pretty wild. Astronauts have to strap themselves down to sleep, or they'll just float away from their beds, which is honestly kind of funny if you think about it. And get this, eating a sandwich? Nope. Crumbs would just go all over the place. So they eat special foods that won't make a mess, like tortillas instead of bread. Oh, and working out in space? Totally essential. Your bones and muscles can get weaker in microgravity, so astronauts spend about 2 hours a day on special exercise machines. You know, all this talk about space reminds me of a project I worked on as a kid. I decided I was going to make the ultimate space station out of cardboard, glitter, and some, very sticky glue. I imagined what it would be like to live there, waking up in zero gravity, doing science experiments, and maybe even taking a spacewalk. It made me think about how astronauts have to be super brave, smart, and creative to deal with all the challenges and adventures they face up there. Okay, explorers, let's dive into the galaxy and uncover some of its most awesome treasures, planets and stars. Did you know that Jupiter, the biggest planet in our solar system, has storms that have been raging for hundreds of years? The Great Red Spot, that giant swirling storm you see in pictures, has been around for at least 300 Earth years. I mean, can you imagine a storm that never stops? It's like the ultimate never-ending hurricane, but, you know, much cooler and way scarier. And let's not forget the stars. Some of the most beautiful things in space aren't even stars by themselves. They're gigantic clouds of gas and dust called nebulae. These nebulae come in the most amazing colors, swirls of pink, purple, and blue that look like someone splattered a cosmic paint set across the sky. They're actually where stars are born, which totally makes sense because they're just as dramatic as baby photos. Now here's a fun way to think about the stars. Have you ever stared up at the night sky and connected the dots? That's how constellations work. They're kind of like stories the stars are telling us. One of my favorites is Orion, the hunter. His belt, 3 bright stars all lined up, is super easy to spot, even in the city. And you know what's cool? People from different parts of the world have seen their own stories in those same stars for thousands of years. It's like the night sky is this giant storybook we all share. Kinda magical, huh? Oh, and get this. A lot of the stars you see at night, their light is literally millions of years old. That's because they're so far away, it takes forever. Okay, not like lunch break forever, but millions of years, for their light to reach us. So when you're stargazing, you're actually looking at the past. It's like time travel, but with your eyes. How wild is that? All right, explorers, let's talk about some of the coolest things NASA has ever done and where all that space adventure is heading next. I mean, first up, you've probably heard of the Apollo missions, right? Those were the ones that landed astronauts on the moon. Can you imagine being one of the first humans to step onto another world? That's the kind of history-making stuff NASA is known for, absolutely out of this world. And speaking of other worlds, NASA's been sending robots like the Perseverance rover to Mars. This little guy, okay, not that little, has been cruising around Mars, taking photos, studying rocks, and even searching for signs of ancient life. Yeah, life on Mars. How epic would that be? It's like something right out of a sci-fi movie, but it's happening right now. But here's the coolest part. NASA's working on making human trips to Mars a reality, like real people hopping onto a rocket and heading to the red planet. They're developing all this wild new tech, like spacesuits that can handle the Martian environment and habitats where astronauts could live. It's not going to be easy. Mars is super far away, and the conditions there are seriously harsh. But hey, when has a little challenge ever stopped us humans, right? So what does that mean for you, my curious explorers? Well, who's to say you won't be part of the crew that actually makes it to Mars? Maybe you'll build those habitats or figure out how to grow food on another planet. Or, I don't know, maybe you'll be the one walking on the Martian surface, leaving your footprints in the red dust. Pretty amazing to think about, huh? All right, my fellow adventurers, that's all for today's journey through space. From the Apollo moon missions to future Mars explorers like you, the universe is full of incredible possibilities. So keep asking questions, keep dreaming big, and who knows, maybe one day we'll be telling stories about your adventures among the stars. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the spark inside you.